Hey, well, I guess it's a good moment to record a new episode of the London Years. Must be already the number 17, I think, and it's gonna be a different one because I'm in an airport, right? I'm sitting now and just came from Malaga, so I'm in Arlanda, Stockholm airport, and my train is not coming until 5:20 in the morning, so it's like almost 8 hours waiting. So it's crazy. I was thinking, what can I do meanwhile? So not too much. So it's a good moment for an episode. And as I'm in an airport now, I thought maybe I could dedicate the episode talking about flights. Yeah, all the flights I had in my life. So why I should put this in the London Years playlist? Well, because since I arrived to London, I think I started flying a lot more than ever before. Actually, I use all the airports in London several times. Stansted, Luton, Gatwick, Heathrow. So yeah, I'm gonna put this one in the London Year series. In the last episode, just to talk a bit about the last one, I was in the year 2010, and it was when I met Annelie, my girlfriend. So I asked her, "You want to be in the next episode?" But not many people like to be in YouTube, you know. And she promised if I reach 1,000 views with any of my videos and over 100 subscribers, then she will do it. So I'm still far from that. Only one of the videos in the channel got over 2,000 views, but it's nothing to do with my series and some random thing, so I'm not gonna count that one. So let's try to do a lot of views with the new playlist I got. I'm doing 3 right now. One about London, one about Argentina, and one about Malaga. So yeah. Okay, so what can I say about flights? The first one I can remember, the first time ever I took a flight, yeah, it was in the year 1990, and it wasn't a holiday. It was a life-changing flight, moving from Argentina to Spain with my family. I think maybe in the first video of the Boquerón years, I talk in Spanish telling about this story, but yeah, basically, yeah, my parents were from Spain. They lived plenty of years in Argentina, and they decided to come back to Spain, specifically in Malaga. So yeah, I took these 2 flights, Buenos Aires, Madrid, and Madrid, Malaga. I was a 15-year-old kid, very confused, not sure if I was ready for so big, life-changing thing. But yeah, I had to do it. I had no choice. So I went to Ezeiza airport with relatives, cousins and aunts and uncles saying bye to me and my brother, who were flying to join the rest of my closest family in Malaga. was a night flight in Buenos Aires, a long one, I don't know, 12, 13 hours. So all I can remember, yeah, I was with my brother Pablo, and yeah, the flight was, including the menu. So I had some fish, and by mistake, I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I remember very well. I put sugar to the fish, and I ate it. It was too many hours, so I needed to eat. So I had a sweet fish in the flight. And there was a couple of movies I remember they show in the airplane, and one I only remember one of them was Eric the Viking with Tom Robbins. Interesting comedy about Vikings. Yeah. So that was the big long first flight ever, and the second flight was from Madrid to Malaga because we don't have Buenos Aires Malaga directly, so we need to do a stop. So Buenos Aires Malaga was a short one, 1 hour. Was already daytime, very sunny, almost summer 1990. But I remember also very well just arriving, waiting for the suitcase in a fucking ditch head did to me like showing me the town. I hope the guy is not alive anymore. But a fucking dickhead, I didn't do anything. I was just too tired, I guess, after the long trip, and the guy did that. Maybe was hiding something, who the fuck knows. Anyway, after that, let's keep talking about flights, and we are getting close in time to my London yet. But first, I had to stop in 2002. 2002, yeah, was the next flight I ever had. And you can blame one person for that. Angelica from Munich, Germany. She used to take holidays in Malaga every year, so she met me randomly one of these years and she invited me to go to Munich. And I was like, well, I started a new job, I had some savings, and I was like, why not, man? Let's do something different. So in those years, you had to go actually to a travel agency, a physical place, and buy a huge airplane ticket. Well, internet was working already, but was the first internet year, so I was not too much into it. So yeah, I went to the place and I booked the ticket, and I went there, and it was the first time ever I flew to a Spanish non-speaker country, Munich, Germany. And I arrived at night time also, and she was working for a TV company from Baviera, and she was attending to a circus event. So it was so random to arrive there by the first time a country that doesn't have the Spanish as a main language. And I didn't know anyone there, just my friend who was working, so she couldn't pick me up in the airport. So her parents came. It was very kind of them. They didn't know anything about me, I guess, just a few things my friend could tell them, and they just went there with by the arrivals with a sign with my name. So I just came, totally disorientated, but I saw them and said, oh, must be Angelica parents. So they took me like, I don't know, it was like a half an hour trip maybe, in the van to the circus. They say bye. They say, I don't know, I had a terrible English back then, but I will come back to that later. So they managed to explain me that Angelica was with some job behind the camera for the TV channel recording that circus event. So I just went to a seat place and enjoy the circus. It's so surrealistic situation. And finally, my friend had a break and came and saw me. So random. I think we didn't have even mobile phones, nothing. So it was very, very risky situation. But yeah, eventually everything was okay. And she met me and yeah, we had a beer and then she continued with her job and at the end she joined me and showed me around. And she introduced me to the German vice beer and we had a great time. And then thanks to that holidays in Munich, Germany, I started feeling so curious about traveling to other countries and so frustrated about not being able to communicate in English with people that started, a new thing in me, like something I need to do, to travel all the time and to learn proper English. So the following year, I was serious considering moving from Malaga to Munich, but I knew the language barrier would be a big problem. And then in Malaga, randomly I saw in an advertisement in a newspaper, I saw an agency that could have some contact in London, with another agency and trying to organize job interviews and accommodations and stuff like that. So I decided, why not? English is easier than German. I know a bit already, so let's go there first and see how it goes. See how it goes. I spent 15 fucking years there, and that's why I'm recording this series. So you can say, yes, the third trip. No, we did Argentina, Spain, 1990, Malaga, Munich, 2002, then Malaga, Munich again. I did twice, in 2004, and then finally in 2005. I did Malaga, Gatwick, and still using the physical ticket and still booking the ticket in a travel agency. So there, about my arrival in London, you can check the first episode of this series. Yeah. So yeah. Then was something very weird. In that 2005, in December, I wanted to come back to Malaga, yeah, to visit my family. I had some shitty jobs already in London, but my Spanish ID all of a sudden was out of date, and I found out that I needed to renew in Spain. I couldn't renew it in London, so it was a big problem. I didn't have a clue how the fuck to come back to Spain. I found randomly an old passport, totally out of date, been like out of date for over 10 years. But I had like a, just for memories, to see myself with very long hair in the picture. I look very cool. I look very cool. And yeah, I went to the Spanish embassy in London, and first they didn't want to do it. I don't know why, but then I think the woman there in the office just felt sorry for my situation, and yeah, finally I renewed it, and I had a brand new passport. And then I went to a fucking travel agency and I booked it with Lufthansa. I remember because I still was not used to book everything by internet, so I was still doing the travel agencies, and they didn't have a direct flight for some reason, so I had to do London, Frankfurt, and Frankfurt, Malaga. And I remember in Frankfurt, I was almost running to catch the connection, to catch the other flight. And when I arrived to the other flight, was everybody already sitting there and waiting for me. It looks like I was the only one doing that connection. So it was so strange. I don't know how the fuck they organize it like this. And then once in the airplane, I was thinking, fucking hell, if I was running as crazy and I catch the flight like that, no way they could put my suitcases from one to the other airplane. And yeah, that was what happened. I arrived to Malaga, but not my suitcase, so I had to do some claim, and finally, after 2 or 3 days, they sent the suitcase to my parents' flat where I was staying. It was so weird, man. And then finally, the following year, 2006, a brand new options open for me, because finally I bought a laptop and I start booking by internet, and I found out that companies like EasyJet existed. So from 2006 was a lot easier to book and to fly. And, I was flying almost every year, visiting family in Spain. So after that, I can't count how many more airplanes I took, but yeah, it was almost every year Spain and maybe somewhere else, and everything booked and paid by internet. So yeah, man, so nice memories, man. Then I had a very special flight in 2018 when they started doing direct flights from London to Buenos Aires, and very cheap, by Norwegian Airways. So just a few months after they started doing it, I booked to visit my relatives there. So after 28 years, I came back to Buenos Aires. It was unbelievable. I felt like Marty McFly, Back to the Future, like arriving, like traveling in time too, because a lot of things look exactly the same as I left almost after 30 years. But okay, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it here now. Okay, subscribe to the channel and see you in the next episode of the London Years. And if you speak Spanish, you can go to Nacido Albiceleste playlist, or the Boquerón Years, my years in Malaga playlist, also in Spanish, but maybe you can try some auto-translate to see how it goes. Subscribe and share. We need like 1,000 views and like 100 subscribers to persuade my girlfriend to be in the next video.